Hello, beautiful people. It's good to see you. I missed you. Haven't seen you in a minute. Happy Friday. Shout out to everybody who's watching. Hit the like button. Share the live. Grah. Uh just because. Um yeah, it's been a week, boy. Whoo, child. It's been a week. But it is good to be here. I'm so glad it's Friday. And it's a gorgeous day. Hit the like button, share the live. Shout out to all of the members and the subscribers. Shout out to all the chatty looters. Make sure you change your chat settings from top chat to live chat so you can catch all the good foolishness. You know? Shout out to all the silent looters who don't chat, but you're here. You're here. We see you. We appreciate you. Good to have you. Yeah. Shout out to the best mod squad on the internet, holding it down, as you do, creating safety and cackles all at the same time. And as previously stated, shout out to anybody who is finishing something in this season. Did you finish another year at school? Good for you. Did you graduate? Even better. Did you get accepted to graduate school? Congratulations. Just like our one and only Ergo John Doe. Congratulations to you on your next step. Beloved, I don't have any idea what those things are. I really don't. I don't have the slightest clue, okay? I don't have time to keep up with YouTube trying to be another platform, okay? The best way that I can, say that you can support the channel is to like videos and leave comments on them. Hype them if you can. Share them if you can. But these new little things they'd be rolling out, child, I can't keep up, okay? Good morning, beautiful. I had to work with it today, child. It's been there have been nights of falling asleep with things unsecured this week, so it's extra big today. But thank you. Yes, you will. Claim it. Claim it. Thank you, beautiful. I see folks have big feelings about today's discussion on internet fan fiction. We'll get to it. We'll get to it in just a moment, okay? But first we're gonna laugh. Demetrius, thank you for getting us started on the chat goal. Kai and the Kittens of Doom, thank you for your support. Never let them see you sweat. I'm engaged in full-on warfare right now. War is exhausting and it's drawn out. You have to have stamina for it. I'm doing pretty good so far, the end of week 2. If you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you. Yeah, I get a rough tally on my back end too, so we'll see how it goes. I have no idea how much time to get to the goal, but there are 121 people here right now, so there should be 121 likes. 'Cause that's how it works. That's the exchange. If you don't participate in the exchange, you get punished. Okay? That was tame. Trust me, listen to the chat as the shudder goes through them just now. That was a tame little warning, okay? 126 of you. Hit the like button. Let's keep that ratio real competitive. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. So to get us started today, and I haven't seen you all, I think, since Monday. So that's a pretty big gap for us to, you know, not have spent some time together. So we we have some catching up to do, and I wanted to give you a delightful dramatic reading. Not of lyrics, okay? Not of lyrics, although I'm still getting hilarious comments on that and people who keep coming back to that video. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, there's a video available right now, right here at yours truly's channel. It's called Shebang. It's on the videos tab. It's pretty short. It's less than 4 minutes. Yeah, I gave a dramatic reading of the Drake Iceman Shebang lyrics with visuals. You know, it's funny as fuck. It still makes me laugh. It's gonna make me laugh forever. Not binders, child, not binders. Oh gosh. Thank you. It is hilarious, and I'm glad that people are getting such a kick out of it. That makes me really happy because I get a kick out of it. Oh, man. It's so great. It really is. Don't recognize none of these names at the top of the charts. I looked. Where is the beef? It's cooked. Where's the boy? He's booked. Oh, it's so amazing. So yeah, Absa's shebang cover is crazy, crazy, crazy. Mid, skip. Okay, so Pitchfork has done a wonderful review of the Iceman trilogy, and I wanted to read it to you, and then we're gonna talk. Then we're gonna talk about the thing, okay? Because child, the amount of pull yourselves together that I was feeling when I saw this on Chilling with Moni. Shout out to Moni. But for the love of all fucking things.
Just pull yourself together.
Okay, we'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. No, I don't look at things like that. I don't care. I don't care about the thing we're about to talk about, but we're going to talk about it. I had to think real hard about, oh God, where's the, kernel of reality in the situation? I'm assuming so. I'm assuming it's 4.8 out of 10 based on, what they wrote. Here we go. How to resurrect yourself and carry forward, head held aloft. After the biggest kill shot in hip hop history. One way might be to hone a single perfect statement, something narrow and vicious, a shiv to the ribs of the world that cheered your demise as your rival threw a Cheshire cat grin at you from the Super Bowl halftime show. That might have been wise, but Drake has never been wise or concise. Hmm. I really enjoy reading. I really enjoy reading. I'm going to start that one from the top for you. How to resurrect yourself and carry forward, head held aloft after the biggest kill shot in hip hop history. One way might be to hone a single perfect statement, something narrow and vicious, a shiv to the ribs of the world that cheered your demise as your rival threw a Cheshire cat grin at you from the Super Bowl halftime show. Thank you, beautiful. That might have been wise, but Drake has never been wise or concise. Drake's career has been predicated on the belief that there are endless ways to rephrase and restate the same two or three vague notions that have been swimming around like goldfish in his brain pan since before the iPhone was introduced. Number one, fame is hard, mostly because it indulges your worst tendencies, which you can always then blame on the heavy burdens of fame. And two, why do none of these conniving women and despicable hangers on trust me? 206 people. There should be 206 likes. That's kind of how I feel about it too. I'm kind of jealous I didn't think of a shiv to the ribs. This is Peabody worthy writing. So here comes 2.5 hours of Drake music spread across three distinct albums that trifurcate his persona: the aggrieved Iceman, the lovelorn Habibti, and the club ready maid of honor. There was probably no other way for Drake to blast himself out of purgatory. His ideal form has always been the drunken voice note of the self-justifying notes app screenshot. There was probably no other way for Drake to blast himself out of purgatory. His ideal form has always been the drunken voice note. This is exactly what we're going to talk about. Shh, don't spoil it. Don't tell anybody. It's secret. You want to see Jelly Roll's titties? No? Then hit the like button. He never met an uncomfortable silence he couldn't smother. And across his three new studio albums, he girds his loins for the longest filibuster of his existence. Oh my God, this is so good. Just so we're clear, okay? I did not read this before today. The Discord, I trust y'all. When the Discord lights up about something, I'm like, that's gonna be worthy, and I trust you. I know you ain't gonna lead me astray. Okay? Okay? Yeah, yeah. Pat yourselves on the back, Discord members. I said, "Well, well, well. Okay. Alright." As I was coincidentally busy shanking somebody in the spirit of war. Um, yeah, so this is I'm right with you all. This is the document read. We don't do that here, beloved. It's the most amazing thing ever. He never met an uncomfortable silence he couldn't smother, and across his 3 new studio albums, he girds his loins for the longest filibuster of his existence. Today, we're only going to be looking at Iceman, both for the sake of honoring each distinct project and because we have limited breath to draw here on planet Earth. Child, they haven't even started talking about the music yet. I The cover invokes Michael Jackson's iconic sequined glove, not usually a heartening sign of his an artist readjusting his perspective and seeking firmer ground. But really, what would we do as listeners if the character Aubrey Drake Graham played in his music ever encountered perspective? Oh, sorry, let me reread that. But really, what will we do as listeners if the character Aubrey Drake Graham played in his music ever encountered perspective? He can't. We count on him not to. The problem is, all of this insight free grousing used to be fun. And Drake's music, his rap music at least, hasn't made prolonged contact with fun in a decade. Instead, every new Drake project is a buffet of humiliation, mortification, and self serving delusion. On Iceman, we get a few teaspoons of nourishing hilarity, but mostly it's a long platter of the cold, lumpy self pity that made us push our chairs back in the first place. On Make Them Pay, he's still complaining about inflated streaming numbers, and on Firm Friends Firm Friends and on Dust. He won't leave the DSP stuff alone, and every time he mentions it, it invokes the same sinking feeling as when our in-laws won't stop bringing up the same conspiracy theory at the dinner table. I'm fighting the man, not suing the rapper, Drake insists on Bees on the Table, referencing his dismissed lawsuit against UMG. This is an awkward position to take when he himself is facing multiple allegations of bot farming and stream inflation. The larger question looming over this is harder to dismiss. Who cares? As his relevance falters, Drake's eye for slights and score settling has grown so microscopic that even his stands need tweezers. Calm down, babes. That's not what we're talking about right now. We're talking about that next. And I don't want your comments to go to waste. And they're going to go to waste because this chat over here stays on topic with yours truly. So hold your comments about that because, as has been very clear for you to see, and why I put this on screen for you, we're talking about that next. Right now, we're just simmering in the goodness of them humiliating this man in word form. Who cares? As his relevance falters, Drake's eye for slights and score settling has grown so microscopic that even his stands need tweezers. Can you muster the enthusiasm for a celebration of OVO's marketing manager, Nicholas Neeks Carino? Does it titillate you when he taunts ASAP Rocky because Rihanna failed to post about his single? Have you been wondering about his investment in Bitcoin futures? There are many bleak moments on Iceman, but the bottom might be Firm Friends, where we're faced with lines like private arbitration leads to resolution. in between entreaties for ASAP Rocky to kill himself. Yeah, I fucked up. I messed up the time. That's on me. That's on me. I messed up the time. It should have been 2 hours. We're gonna keep it to 2 hours. So, we'll see if it happens. 308 people here. Hit the like button. He picks up some weapons grade plutonium here and there, only to gingerly set it back down. Did you expect Drake, the superstar, to rap about a free Palestine? Maybe you will be less alarmed by the threat of substance when you learn that the entire bar is in service to dissing body butter merchant DJ Khaled. Oh my God. Body butter merchant DJ Khaled. I I I d I don't know. Let's give credit where credit is due. Jason Green. Round of applause for Jason Green and his writing. The entire bar is in service to dissing body butter merchant DJ Khaled. On Make Them Remember, he asks, is it the fair skin or the Jewish roots why people want to not see me on top of the mountain like I do the dew? Only to immediately pivot back to grousing about what else? Streaming numbers. To Drake, all of this stuff is interchangeable. His mouth is a wind tunnel and his thoughts are like dollars floating in it. Oh my God. Yeah. Now that's not nice now, but that might have been in line with my internal thoughts that I did not say verbally when yeah, when this came up. Oh my goodness. The production, meanwhile, drifts past like rumors of a nearby party, maybe down the block, or in a neighboring city. Production used to be the centerpiece of Drake's music. Noah 40 Shabib lent depth and weight and shade even when Drake's lyrics lacked all three qualities. But 40's name appears on only two of these songs, and what's mostly left is a gristle of disembodied vocal stems and workmanlike trap beats. Nearly every beat switches midway with a sigh and an implied, what else is going on? He's approached terminal VIP where no overstock of guests can shock the proceedings to life. Ran to Atlanta credits 8 producers, including Atlanta heavy hitters, and yet it sounds so limp and thin, it might have been made with one finger. Party down the street, or maybe the next city over. This was somebody motivated to write, okay? This is somebody motivated to write. This is up there with some of the best lawsuit documents we've ever read. The precision, Okay? This is somebody who was like, cracked they knuckles, sat down at the keyboard like, I got something for that ass. Pulitzer, Peabody, all of the things. New members, make sure you check the new member spaces. Yes, it is. It is. It is its own meet the grams. Okay. Maybe we're supposed to raise an eyebrow at Drake's direct invocation of Not Like Us, of Not Like Us's third verse, but here, as elsewhere, it's difficult to parse his angle of attack. He's still mumbling insults at Kendrick through a mouthful of broken teeth. He's still mumbling insults at Kendrick through a mouthful of broken teeth, stuff he might have had in his drafts folder that he didn't get off in time before the neutron bomb went off in his face. White kids listen to you because they feel some guilt, and that's how your soul get fulfilled. Handing out turkeys on camera inside of your hood, then you go back to the hills. He doesn't seem to grasp the rules of engagement even now. Oh, Jason. Jason. Oh! He doesn't seem to grasp the rules of engagement even now. The Mike Tyson, he's no Alexander rant, the Dusty Rhodes promo, these only work before the fight. After the crowd's seen you stretched out on the canvas, no one's sticking a mic in your face to hear you taunt your rival to go blow the dust off your plaques. Jesus, this is amazing. I'm looking for something. If you know, you know. I feel so fucking validated reading this. These only work before the fight. After the crowd's seen you stretched out on the canvas, no one's sticking a mic in your face to hear you taunt your rival to go blow the dust off your plaques. If you're wondering what this is right here, it's merch in our merch store. Yes, this is based on a court document in Drake's appeal. Uh-huh. 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 Where the Amici says to the court, the challenger consented to the fight. Oh, that was such a good read. I just typed in Drake Pitchfork Iceman and it popped up. I'm over here cackling like a hyena. My coworkers are concerned. Once again ahead of the curve. I mean, this is just I'm just like, Jason. Ah, Jason. We've got 11 uh super chats on our way to the goal of 15. So I mean, we just started. We've only been here 29 minutes. I appreciate you all doing the damn thing. I know the clock was running out. I didn't mean for it to go that fast, but I appreciate you keeping on pace with it. And I'm still gonna stick to the 2 hours. I won't punish you because that was my bad. But let's try and get to 15 if we can. We don't do that here, beloved. So, yeah, stretched out on the canvas. No one is sticking a mic in your face to hear you taunt your rival to go blow the dust off your plaques. Talking shit has never been Drake's forte, and he's never managed it without ample moral support. 21 Savage is still here, keeping him warm, but otherwise, he's by himself. And when he attempts the language of menace, he winds up accidentally speaking the language of luggage. This shit, like that bag you bring on the plane, it'll carry on. I'm doing a big one, you doing a little one. What kind of man are you? A middle one. He raps on the same song. What do you do with language like this? So rhythmically inert, so rudimentary and flat, you barely bother to notice. It sounds like he's potty training a toddler. Grah. You can't. What is happening right now? Above all, Iceman represents a missed opportunity, maybe his last. Kendrick won for sure. To the victor go the spoils. No one's denying it. But we've seen this game tape before. Has anyone ever been so poised to speak about how it feels to lose? And to do so in unprecedented, history making ways on a scale unimaginable in any other hip hop era, as Drake is in 2026? What if he had decided not to play the triumphalist game at all anymore? When they choose you, okay? What if he had decided, okay, yeah, got that part. On Make Them Cry, the album's first song, he admits a piece of him died in 2024. He's annoyed that everyone keeps asking him how it felt to meet the Grim Reaper and shares bits of their humiliating comeback advice. This album better have some big features. He confess he confesses he won't touch psychedelics because he's scared to unpack it, and then in a perfect spit take line admits he doesn't take his therapist seriously because she's very attractive. It's the kind of thing no other rapper in his right mind would say, and it raises the question. Now that he's failed once and for all to vanquish the bullies on the playground, couldn't he just have returned to making them uncomfortable? That's what he should be for Halloween this year is a big blow up L. Babe, we don't care. Do not give a shit about Drake and a car in New York. At his early 2010s peak, Drake served millennial cringe comedy so pure that all the supposed tough guys looked away. I've had sex 4 times this week. I'll explain. Remains a laugh line so explosive you could teach it in a screenwriting class. He would have never lasted 16 seconds in a bark off with DMX, but he made the man so thoroughly puzzled that the effect was nearly the same. This is award worthy writing. He would have never lasted 16 seconds in a bark off with DMX, but he made the man so thoroughly puzzled that the effect was nearly the same. What power does "Where My Dog's At" have against "Do I ever come up in the discussion over double pump lattes and low fat muffins?" Jason is crazy. He would have never lasted 16 seconds in a bark off with DMX, but he made the man so thoroughly puzzled that the effect was nearly the same. What power does "Where My Dog's At" have against "Do I ever come up in the discussion over double pump lattes and low fat muffins?" This was always Drake's finishing move. The one where he comes out onto an empty black stage, lays out a single banana peel on the floor in front of a full audience, and then proceeds to deliberately slip on it repeatedly and to everyone's fascination and mortification. For all of his woeful obsession with numbers, this is the reason anyone ever streamed his music and actually listened. What happened to Drake with Innocence? I don't think we'll be seeing him again. He raps ominously at Iceman's close. It's a threat, maybe a promise, that he will never go away, nor will he ever stop turning out the same bleak, joyless rap that seems to please no one, least of all its maker. Sir, sir, that was incredible. That was incredible. I don't think he likes the album. I don't think he enjoyed that one bit. Mm-mm. Nope. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Good job. All right. Now let's talk about the stupidness. I think that is the best written review. I've read a couple, um, a couple that I felt would be honest because there are definitely some glazers out there. Drake's opus. Shut the fuck up. Be serious. But I've read some because I felt like I could tell by the by the headline or by the publication that they were gonna be honest. So, but I think that's the best written, just shred the man. Just shred the man and the project because that's what it deserves. It's boring, it's repetitive, it is contradictory one line to it's nonsensical. It's so many things, right? We've talked about this ad nauseum. But it's been 4 days, so let's talk about it again. So yeah, I thought that was great and wanted to share it with you all and give us all a good cackle. In the midst of the reviews and the reactions, there's also fan fiction. There's also fan fiction. So again, shout out to Chilling with Moni, because I was listening to her the other day or night, actually it was because I was in the replay gang. Um, and if you've been here, my initial reaction to the Kendrick is said to have trashed a recording studio when he found out that Future worked with Drake on this terrible project. My reaction was a typical Abso reaction. This is the dumbest shit ever and not worth anybody's time and blah, 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 blah. Also, I'm a little cranky because, you know, I'm working an abnormal schedule um, to deal with the time it takes to do all of the things that need to be done. But anyway, um, so I was struggling beyond the Pitchfork article to come up with like, what could we talk about today that's relevant, really matters? No, I don't give a shit about Drake giving a car to some girl in New York. At least he asked the father for consent. I said what I said. Let's move on. Jesus, I mean, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. And when people bring that kind of stuff to me, I'm like, what? You must be brand new because you're insulting my intelligence to ask me to spend any brain energy whatsoever given a fuck. And that is the same way that I feel about this. Kendrick is in shambles. narrative that people are so fucking desperate to push online. I'm gonna say what I've been saying about Kendrick for 2 years. He doesn't give a fuck. He's focused on himself. And I think these OV hoes really need to get a fucking grip. And they are projecting their parasol their paras their parasocial whatever with regard to Drake at Kendrick. Like, Kendrick needs to be in shambles over something having to do with this project because Drake is perpetually in shambles over something that somebody else is doing. And by extension, those who have a homoparasexual relationship to him also wind up in shambles. So if Kenny's in shambles, then Kendrick's fans are in shambles. And it's just like, that's not how reality works. That is fan fiction, a total projection. I don't believe it at all. The other thing I think is that and I've said this before 30 seconds ago, this is stupid. This is stupid and childish. He tore up a studio over another man, but he didn't curb stomp somebody over talking about his wife and whether his kid was his kid. You OV hoes are the children left behind. Just elementary school, childish, gossipy drama. That's the best you can come up with? That's the best you can come up with. Because you see your king in shambles over men all the fucking time. He trashed a studio? Am I missing something here? Yeah, don't ask me to be a part of the fucking circus. I'm not a clown. I'm not one of your little friends, and I'm not Boo Boo the Fool. I'm a serious fucking adult in the real world. I don't give a shit about Drake. I don't give a shit about his music. I don't give a shit about his chart position. You know what I care about? This man is trying to dismantle the First Amendment and forever alter the framework for Black expression for American Black people. And then by extension, everybody, because the First Amendment applies to everybody. But this will be consequential to Black art in particular. And how fucking dare he? If you're so fucking fly and so fucking powerful, how about you cut out America like Bad Bunny did and just fuck with everybody else? Because we don't like you and we certainly don't need you. You're a fucking traitor in the camp. And you got some motherfucking nerve to fix your face, to perform rap while also trying to dismantle it. And you people want me to talk about a fucking car he gave away in New York. Kiss both sides of my 48-year-old black ass. Is that strongly worded enough for you? Am I clear? This is stupid. This is stupid. And it defies reasonableness that a feature from Future's bitch ass, one of the biggest hoes in the industry, least surprising hoe move ever, 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 ever. And that's supposed to be the thing that put Kendrick Lamar in shambles. Whoo, howdy, boy. I will airlock your ass out of this live. Knock that shit off. You guys just want him to be a pedophile. You want to have those images in your head. You want to interpret them a certain way. That's in the eye of the beholder. Stupid. We're not talking about that fucking car here. The biggest hoe. Exactly the same. They are exactly the Future being on Drake's stupid project is one of the least surprising things ever. And the way people immediately blew it up, like that meant something, rewrites history. You act like that was made in order for Kenny to get it off at Drake, and that's not what happened. They made a song. They asked for a feature for the remix, and they got what he sent them. Those are two different things. Like that was a song. Like that with Kendrick was something else. They didn't get together and conspire. They said, "You want to get on?" He said, I'll circle back." And then said, "Here's my verse." What are they going to say? We're not going to use this? Of course they're going to use it. Number one, it's fire. Number two, it's going to draw a lot of lasting attention to a song that's otherwise, I mean, everybody knows I have my own special version of Like That. There's no Future in it because fuck that deadbeat ass father. Period. I'm 1 degree away from Sierra and Russell. It's up for life. Fuck him. Thank you, beautiful. It's nothing without Kendrick. But as has been proven before, what is the most standard operating procedure for Kendrick when it comes to giving over a feature verse is you get what he gives you. And they're not friends. That's another thing where I was like, we've had this conversation before with regard to Drake and LeBron, right? Where, of course, previous to the fallout between Drake and LeBron, Drake always spoke effusively about him and, they hung out and da 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 da. And LeBron would talk about Drake like Drake was a friend, but I maintain that that was just industry talk because we know who LeBron's friends are. We literally know who they are. His friends, not his close associates. We know who Kendrick's friends are. I never, ever, 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 ever thought that he was friends with Future. That's a business transaction. Never. It would have come up and then gone back down because it's a seasonal banger. It's a seasonal club banger. Ain't no clubs. So it would have been great on TikTok and all the apps and all of that, but it would not have been what it was. But this false equivalency and fucking childish, implausible fan fiction that's popping up online trying to push some narrative about Kendrick is just more revealing about the people who are desperate to believe it than the details of the rumors themselves. Many people have a horrible definition of what is a friend, and those are people who tend to really seek external validation from people. Homoparasocial ovihos. They meet somebody one time. That's my friend. That's not your friend. That's not your friend. The mods give you a warning. You get to follow their instructions. You don't get to argue because they'll airlock your ass out. You can respectfully clarify a miscommunication, but you don't get to argue because they'll just airlock your ass out. I think that brings us to our goal in under an hour. Thank you, beautiful. Doomer says, I'm a Future fan, and even I know he ain't shit. I'm gonna let that just lie there. It's stupid. It's just so childish. And I'm just like, y'all cannot be fucking serious. Grow up. Use your brain. Get a fucking life. How about that? Go engage with some real shit in the world or in your life. You got time for this? You got time to jump on Reddit and jump on X and oh my God, I bet you got a dirty ass fucking bathroom. Pubic hairs in the soap. You know what that means. Ain't no girl been there in a long time. Go clean your toilet inside and out because you know you leave a ring. You know you leave a ring inside and out. Get some fresh soap. Wash your clothes. Clean your face. Brush your teeth. Go outside. Go play. Mom, go play. People seriously need to grow the fuck up. Mental image was needed. I'm trying to shame these people. Remember, that's what we do. That's what we do. We shame. We shame stupid. Stay away from Kenny's house. Don't come back until the streetlight's on. Hand soap they stole from a Best Western. Ew. Ew. You washing your ass with perfumed chalky soap? Ew. Little bitty one, thank you for the contribution. Keep telling these goofy people off. These storylines are immature and lame. Clearly, they don't know the difference between associates versus friendship. It's just so stupid. It's just stupid. And it's not the real fight either. And, you know, for all the conversation out there and all the talk out there about protect the culture and the invasion of this, that, and the other, well, there's a reason why reason and stupid don't sit at the same table and we don't share snacks. And the more stupidity we allow to linger and fester around our culture, the worse off we all are. It drops everybody's fucking IQ. You want me to be dumb because you're dumb? No survival skill whatsoever. No self-preservation skill whatsoever. These are the most fucking no talent, no pussy having, death by misadventure, low IQ red pill motherfuckers ever. I'm sick of it. Get a job. Catching the stupid, like, fucking hantavirus. Cootie ass OV hoes. Good lord. Hello, beautiful. I did not know that. You saw him without glasses one time and it changed my life in a bad way. You're so silly. Rising tide versus intelligence sinkhole. It's rough out here. Yeah, and I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna give you a participation trophy. You lost. Boo. You're mid. Boo. Go cry to your mama. Go cry in your Drake pillow. Stop shitting all over the airplane. It's a public health risk. It is. That's why you can't dismiss it out of hand. That's why you do need to call it out. And you need to shame people a little bit. Are you participating in it? Did you see the way he shut the fuck up? Hello, beautiful. They play in your face. They play in your face. You ain't about to play in my face, dog. Imma call a spade a spade. This is horse shit. You all are desperate to make every other man like your man and like you so that you're not pathetic. I'm I'm not gonna just lay down and let you push your false narrative bullshit at me so that you don't feel pathetic. You're pathetic. That's not my problem. I mean, yeah, and it's a lot of it is just performative horseshit that nobody needs to spend their time on. And I get legitimately angry when people give, you know, import to something that is not. Meanwhile, shit is burning down. You don't have shit to say about that. You wanna talk about this, you don't wanna talk about what Drake is trying to do to rap. You don't wanna talk about what's happening in his appeal because you ain't paid attention. You don't give a fuck about your own self-preservation. You don't care about that lawsuit. Everybody and their mama should be screaming shame at Drake. Screaming it. He should rhetorically get his ass whooped everywhere he goes. Like that white man who lived in Seattle tried to hurt the seal down in Hawaii, and that dude found him later in the day, mollywopped his ass. Because what are you doing here in our community trying to hurt the things that we preserve and care for? Drake is a bitch ass nigga for fucking life. And he's a threat to the culture. The literal existence of it, let alone the quality of it. That's some MAGA shit, if ever I've seen it. It never left. Shame never left. There are some people who have just been tricked into believing that it doesn't work because we see people existing in the space of audacity. It does work. If anything, bring back popping motherfuckers in the mouth. We wouldn't have so many Chud the Builders running around our fucking streets harassing people if they just got laid out on first approach. Lesson learned. Go ahead, fucking try it. The bat signal has been sent. This is how these motherfuckers get dealt with. Shame people and protect yourself. And don't apologize for either. They are, babe. I know that you're, couching this as your opinion, but it's just a fact. And I don't care if people say it's a reach, a stretch, or a jump. You ain't been on this channel long enough to know how thoroughly I have broken down Drake. You support this motherfucker, you do support white supremacy. Trying to gank the First Amendment on the back of black art is a white supremacist act. You don't have to be white to be a white supremacist. That's exactly what I was thinking of, was the hat. That's exactly what I was thinking at. Where is the beef? It's cooked. Yeah, they're all 1 degree away from each other. We already said on this channel, like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, it's gonna go number 1. Might go 1, 2, 3. I don't care. Doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. It's not more powerful than. Nobody gives a shit about Drake. It's not more powerful than the impacts of what Drake is trying to do to black art and the First Amendment. It doesn't mean any fucking thing. It's not like Drake is gonna go 1, 2, 3, and Imma be here next week like, "Well, guys, I guess I was wrong." No, I already said before the album came out, it's gonna go number 1. Here's how it's also gonna still suck. And at the end of the day, I don't care. I don't care about his music. I don't care about his little diss lyrics. I don't care about who is featured on something or who's doing ad libs on something. I don't care. I care about his appeal. I care about the protection of Black people, our art, and our agency. Drake is a threat to Black people. A I don't know. I don't care. I don't even know what the little country girl is. I don't care. Oh, wind tunnel mouth. Damn. Well, there's some lives that you can watch on here because I've read Drake's brief, UMG's brief, the two amicus briefs, and Drake's reply, where he throws rap under the bus. Remember that petition that he signed a couple years ago? It said rap lyrics should never be used in court. Well, he reverses that statedly, states it, and says, actually, you know what? If rap lyrics can be used to substantiate a crime, they should be used in court. I think about it every day because I'm waiting for some procedural things to happen on the appeal to give us a greater insight into where we are in the timeline. There's a lot of things that happened at that level that are really, we just can't see. But I think about it every day. And even though I get docket alerts, I still check I still go to the docket and just, "Alright, I was just checking, maybe I missed something," no. Um, Drake is a snake. Just a full on fucking snake. And, stay tuned on the appeal. Thank you. Because they're hoes. They're all hoes. I mean, I've also covered all of this. Those people don't care either. And they don't care because they don't make art. The First Amendment was built to protect people that operate in the risk zone. 21 Savage doesn't operate in risk. Jim Jones doesn't operate in risk. These people want a cut, copy, paste formula that puts money in their pockets. They don't care about anything else. So they don't care about the First Amendment because they don't need that level of protection because they don't produce that level of art. So it's nothing to them. If the First Amendment is chipped away at through this case, not really going to impact them too much. I mean, they'll probably be sued for something that they say, but it'll be frivolous. It won't be like this. And those are going to be people that, if Drake somehow is successful, wins the appeal and then wins the lawsuit, two separate things, because technically it could be reinstated and then dismissed later. But Worst case scenario, Drake wins the appeal. He wins the lawsuit. The First Amendment is changed forever. And then these knucklehead ass biscuit heads, produce something that they then become legally liable for. And they realize that they're going to be like, I didn't realize Drake's lawsuit was about all that. Fuck you. Don't insult my intelligence. I didn't realize it was. Shut the fuck up. The number of comments that I got from people that said Iceman is going to drop and then Drake is going to withdraw his appeal made me almost violently angry. It's been 2 years. And people are stupid. That's just what it means to me. At this point in time, if you coming at me with you dumb, beloved, and I can't help you. It's not my responsibility to help you. There's enough information out there in the world for you to help your fucking self. And if you've chosen to do that on any topic impacting the world, you part of the problem. And I've said that before too, and I stand by it. You are part of the problem. You are part of the reason why the country is in the situation that it's in right now. With who? Cutter? Please. And again, I don't care. It doesn't mean anything. Thank you, beautiful, for your support. Drake could change US law, then go back to Canada and make music that isn't held to the same standard. His astrological sign is burn it all down if he can't have it his way. Mhm. Child, I don't know. Okay? I don't know, and I don't care. This to me is just as dumb as any other dumb Drake topic. It's just as dumb as he charted here, he gave a car away here, he's independent now. You don't know that. You are not privy to his contract. None of us are. Well, that's why he put his albums in. That doesn't mean his contract is over. That's the assumption you gleaned from it. You ain't read a fucking document. You don't know the terms of his contract. These narratives, this fan fiction that people come up with starts very early, and it started, with Drake, it starts at a lot of different points because there's a lot of fan fiction. But that's why I've pushed back on, just for the sake of argument, because I need people to learn the nuances of false equivalencies to be better thinkers and better arguers, really, and I don't mean argumentative arguers, but better arguers that and I've already said, okay, fair assumption that he put in 3 albums to speed up the end of his contract with UMG. We don't know what all of the deliverable requirements are in Drake's contract, but it is not just albums. We don't know how many albums it is. We do not know if every album in this project is considered by UMG to be a contractual deliverable. Period. And yes, there have been artists in the past who have submitted albums to their label, and their labels have said, "Oh, this is great. This is cool. Oh, nifty." Yes, we will absolutely, distribute this. It does not count towards your contract. See page 572, paragraph 6, subsection 3. So to jump from he released 3 albums to he's independent now, we don't know that. So any narrative that spins from there, I don't care about, I'm not with, hasn't been validated, almost impossible to validate it unless one of these parties specifically says this relationship is come to an end. Or unless we see Drake sign with, I don't know, Sony. You think Sony is going to pay Drake $2 billion? What for? To Kiki's point, what would they be paying him $2 billion for? What makes Drake worth $2 billion aside from owning his masters, which is still inflated? So what else? Rhetorical question. There's always birds in here. Steak is not a distribution company. We're talking about music. And they would not go from paying him $100 million a year to $2 billion. This makes no sense. None. One proud glamour, how you doing, beautiful? Good to see you. Right, his glowing personality. Y'all, we've been talking about this for 2 years. Drake is an aging rapper. He does not produce classics by the mainstream standard, not by our standard, by the mainstream standard. He's already on his way out because he doesn't produce good music, and he's become a joke, and the older he gets, the more cringe he will become. So what would make anybody go from people have said his contract was worth 400 million. Nobody knows that either because ain't nobody seen a fucking document, but okay. 400 million is the accepted, publicly believed number of his last contract. Why would any entity go from 400 million to $2 billion? It's a rhetorical question because it is a dumbass premise. Somebody made that shit up because it sounds impressive to them. They want to come up with some astronomical number that they think Kendrick Lamar could never surpass because that's how they think in terms of competition and success. They are like children playing with action figures. It's crazy. No, it's because it's horseshit and a made up story. That's why. Drake is not some kind of NFT Bitcoin bubble. Be serious. Very much so. That's a great analogy. Ask yourselves, if you're buying a car for $20,000, would you rebuy the same car, but now it has 100,000 miles on it for $100,000? Is that what you're gonna do? No, you wouldn't do that. That is stupid. I don't know. You can go read it though. Jesus fucking Christ. If it was for me, your ass wouldn't be here anymore. Definitely. They don't last very long. They start to break, you know? It's like they've been sitting for a long time, and then at some point in time, they just start to break. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Go down to the cafeteria on level 3, okay? Okay, there's a vending machine out there. We got silk bonnets down there. It's gonna be alright. The vibes are keep it cute, keep it factual. Keep it cute, keep it factual. Follow the lead of the host. And don't come here with shit that you wouldn't bring to your mama as if it were an emergency in your actual real life. Like Drake in the car in New York. I don't give a fuck. Period. No, we will clown this boy, okay? We will clown him. We will have good laughs. We produce lots of good laughs, lots of content with laughter, but it's rooted in facts to the best of our ability. So, if you're new here, check out some of the lives, check out some of the video content, which is scripted videos. I recently did a cover of Drake's Shebang with visuals. I think you'd enjoy it. Check it out. And then also hit the like button. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's nonsensical. Everything that these people have come up with has turned out to be stupid and nonsensical, right? Like, oh, the music is bad so that UMG won't make any money. Okay, so the albums are predicted to go one, two, three. How does that hurt UMG again? I'm sorry, I must be missing the genius in this strategy. Said somebody who's been a strategist for over 25 years. I'm sorry, I'm missing the genius move here. 'Cause it's not genius, it's stupid. New sub, locked in, bell on. This is what I'm talking about. I think you'll really enjoy yourself here. I really do. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. Fateless, it's good to see you. Yeah, you can support the Docket Fund. We are coming up on our second quarter bill. So let's make sure I don't get cut off because there are a couple things that we are waiting for. We're waiting for some rulings on some Drake gambling lawsuits. We're waiting for some movement on Drake v. UMG appeal. We are following, I mean, I'm following probably at least 15 different cases at various stages. But yeah, so you can support the Docket Fund by hitting the like button, becoming a subscriber, becoming a member, buying some merch. If you buy any of the books that are in the merch store, you will get a free sticker. So that's a wonderful way to help. Or you can make a direct contribution via Cash App or Venmo to support the Docket Fund. And that is very much appreciated. If you are out of the country and you can't use the Venmos or the Cash App, you can use PayPal at the GoFundMe link. But yes, welcome to everybody who is new. We have made it over 20,000. And I really thought that the day after that, because, sometimes the numbers will ebb and flow for a little bit before they kind of settle. So I was like, okay, we reached 20,000. Tomorrow it'll be back down to, 19, whatever. And I woke up the next day and it was over 20,000. I said, oh, and it's not really changed. So keep it going. We have hit over 20,000. Shout out to all of you for making that happen because it could not have been done without you. I gave out all of my thanks. I believe that was the last live we had, I think. Was it? One of the mods, if you could check if you are able to assess which live that was, because I doled out a bunch of thanks to people, but I am super grateful for all of you, super grateful for your support, for every contribution that you have made. Um, Anytime you're putting me on and teaching me stuff, alerting me to things that are going on that we can talk about here, buying the merch, supporting the books, like just everything, supporting the cats, you know what I mean? Just everything. So yeah, if you're not a subscriber, you must be an OV ho. That's okay. Go ahead and subscribe. You watch anyway. Just go ahead and subscribe, you know? Thanks. Oh my fucking God. Okay, so we hit 20,000 in the very last live. Yeah, that was great. You all have been really on the ball, you know. You've made it clear you don't want to go past seeing Rick Ross's belly button up close. You really don't want those jelly roll titties. And so you've been doing the damn thing. You hit that like button. You leave comments on videos. Nothing pushes stuff up the algo more than a like and a comment. Even if you just say, "Hey, Absa," and leave a little emoji. Nothing makes a video go more than that. Um, and so it's really been you all uh who got the channel here so swiftly in the past couple weeks that that 20,000 happened, because we've been sitting pretty much at the same number for the past 6 months, and I've just been like, "Well, okay, maybe that's the plateau for the channel," but no. Your engagement, particularly if you are a subscriber, the more subscribers who engage with content, watch content, which means you gotta let it run for at least 30 seconds, the more it pushes it up the algo. So, shout out in particular to everybody who subscribes, watches, and leaves comments, likes the video, because you really are the fuel to combating the racist, sexist algo on YouTube. I'm constantly fighting for my life as a creator with titties. So, thank you. Anyway, Tulsi Gabbard just resigned. My God. I did. I feel like I really did. I feel like I really did. So, for those of you who are new, we have our kind of our main program, and then we transition into the long black goodbye. That's what the LBG is. And the long black goodbye, like most things on this channel, started organically. It started with the live is over, but we're still here. Because when black people are in good conversation, it take us a little while to actually get in the car, and then when we get in the car, it take us a little while to actually pull away. So we have the LBG, and here we are. And we might still talk about the same topic. It might be a solid transition to I'm not talking about that shit no more. We're moving on. We kind of talk about whatever. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. No, it's not. It's perfectly reasonable. It's perfectly reasonable to hate a motherfucker who's trying to dismantle the First Amendment on the back of black art. It's perfectly fucking acceptable to hate a motherfucker for that. And I will be team captain of that camp until the day I fucking die. So if you want to defend him, put on your MAGA hat and come back dressed appropriately. Until then, I don't want to hear shit in defense of Drake. Stress by proxy? Who knows? I don't do rhetorically dumbass fucking comments or questions on this channel. This has all been addressed in content before. So I ain't one of your little friends. Go back to the kitty table. Have a nice day. Yeah, you can't make that argument with me because that just means you don't know a fucking thing about the lawsuit. And I'm smarter than you. So not gonna have that conversation with you, beloved. Reason and stupid don't sit at the same table. You're on the wrong end of campus. The children left behind, head north. Actually, could somebody walk Timmy to his classroom so that he doesn't get lost? I don't think he knows directions like that. Thanks. Take a hall pass. Appreciate it. Fateless might know. What is the airlock record for a live? Is it 5 or 6? Hi, Libra Girl 68. Thank you, beautiful. I think it's somewhere around there. I think it's somewhere around 5 or 6. It was 11? Okay. All right. That I mean, eh, yeah, there have been a couple lives that are kind of distant in my memory of, like, I feel like there were a couple that really set people off. There was a Diddy related live that set a lot of people off. Um, all of the people who were like, "Diddy's gonna walk out. He's gonna walk out of court," and I was like, "Actually, those were the people who kept invoking the sentencing guidelines without reading the sentencing guidelines, so I read them and was building based all of my talking points off of that. That sent abusive men into a tailspin. Um, and then yes, there have been a couple lawsuit related ones that also sent people into a tizzy. Meanwhile, that nigga's still in jail. It's funny it's funny that he comes up because I did think about it last night. I would imagine in the next 2 to 4 weeks, we're gonna get a decision on Diddy, at the appeals court level. So, yeah, I was mentally going down my list of dockets, like, what's coming up? So support the docket fund. But that's coming. Yeah, he's still in jail. So who was right? Me. That there were a lot of people, and then after the fact, I got a lot of comments. So there are people who catch the airlock when, in the replay as well, because they try and leave a head ass comment and without reading the comment or mod policy or just, relying on fucking facts in their comment, they get booted as well. I'm not here for your fuckery. The Tory trial also, well, the Meg trial. It wasn't the Tory trial because I didn't cover that. I wasn't here for that. But the Meg versus the head ass blogger, that one really sent people as well. Anytime I talked about Tory's bitch ass, abusive, pencil dicked men got very upset. Hello, beautiful. Good to see you. Did they let me do we know who is going to be the new director of national intelligence? I know Stephen A. Smith is, I mean, not Stephen A. Smith. What's Megamind's name? Miller. I know Stephen Miller is probably big. Okay, no, stop that. Shut the fuck up. God, I hate Scrubs. I know I'm in the minority. I don't care. I hate Scrubs. I also hate ads. Anyway, I know Stephen Miller is probably jonesing to suck Donald's dick to try and get a more relevant position. Well, this is weird that she's leaving because her husband has cancer, but she's not leaving for a month. That's not how cancer treatment works, if you don't know. I've got some personal experience. Yeah, they detect the cancer and then the torturous treatments begin right away within 24 hours. But she'll be there for another month. I have no idea who the fuck that is, but okay, I'll look him up later. I mean, he does have the Megamind hairline for sure. Fuck him forever. Well, good. It's not Stephen Miller. That yeah, that's not how that works. They sequence up that shit and you go. I'm glad to see you too. Make sure you are subscribed and that you have your notifications on because we still here on a regular basis, beloved. We still churning out all the things. You know, hit that 20K. We're doing the damn thing over here. Yeah, let's see how much I can drain the budget that I have, at my disposal. Let's see how many secrets I can steal for collateral when they come for me after all of this. Yeah, let me just get my little ducky ducks in a row before I go. The fuck? They told me my son had cancer and admitted him to the hospital, and I was on leave all within the same, like, 45 minutes. Chemo definitely started within 24 hours. Same thing happened to my dad. Cancer, admitted, treatment started, leave from work immediately. It's ridiculous, but whatever. She's out, that's great. I'm very glad because I don't think that she will come back in this term, and that's wonderful. I love that. I really do. You know, if her husband really has cancer, that's terrible, really unfortunate. It's fuck Tulsi Gabbard for life. Um, but she has also been in the running when you talk to or listen to Politico, she's been in the running as one of the top people think the one of the top people that people thought would be out next any fucking way. So this is a freebie for Trump. He didn't have to do anything. She's leaving. So now attention turns to other people in the administration that he's probably not happy with. Stephen Miller is one of those names as well. And also Todd Blanche, even though he's the acting director of the DOJ, and that's been for maybe a month, he has already displeased the president several times. And he's made a lot of verbal blunders that make him look like a joke in the media. And there's nothing Donald hates more. And then there's Kash Patel. That's right. I knew I was forgetting somebody. I'm like, there's somebody else. Kash Patel is also in the top running for who goes next. So, yeah, he gets Donald gets a freebie. He gets a freebie. Um, I don't necessarily think he's entirely pleased with Pete Hegseth, and I think there are some things that could happen. With relation to Cuba and Greenland in particular, but also Iran, that could see Pete Hegseth getting the boot. Kash Patel, I think for all of these people, it's just a matter of time. I don't think I don't think that Cash or Pete are gonna make it a full term. Something, something, shorty keep asking the date. She trying to finesse Polly Market for bread. No, because Steven was the impetus for the ICE crackdown. That's Steven's baby. So we'll see. All right. Let's see what else is going on. Stephen Colbert had his last show last night, and the only portion that I watched, I mean, I've seen clips online, but I part of me was really thinking like I'm not gonna watch this episode because he shouldn't be going anywhere. And this is a travesty. And I don't want to watch it, even though I know he's gonna do Head Held High and all of that stuff. I saw his little pre-show or pre-monologue, you know, we're gonna do the show as we have always done it kind of thing. And but the part that I did watch and that I, you know, think that I will remember the last show for is the music portion of it. I thought that that was actually really profound and really beautiful, and I watched it a couple times. Yeah, I thought, "Wow, this is pretty incredible," and we've never seen a late night host do something like this before, you know? So, I don't know that I'm much more interested in anything else that happened in the show except for how he chose to actually finish it with those performances. Really beautiful. Really, really beautiful. I agree. I agree 1000%. And, Minnesota banned prediction markets, immediately got sued by the feds, which I'm sure they anticipated happening because the feds have said states better not try and regulate or meddle with prediction markets in any way, shape, or form. So it's a fucking travesty. That was a surprise as well. Definitely. Has there been any reporting? I didn't last time I looked, which was this morning, earlier this morning, I didn't see anything about, like, cause of death. I heard or I read that he passed out in a simulator, I believe, the day before he died, which suggests something maybe acute and drastic, like an aneurysm or something like that, I don't know, but yeah. So, actually, the Fed's perspective on those is that they already are regulated. That's what they said. This was just last week, um, where the head of one of the regulation agencies was somewhere and, said, "States are not to meddle in these things, and we'll fight any state that tries to because, it's not gambling, it's this, it's not that, it's this, and we, as a federal agency, we already regulate those things." So, yeah. Well, when the federal agency that regulates those things defines it as not gambling, you can see that there is a problem. Yeah, he probably had a brain bleed, unfortunately. Sinus infection. Hmm. Interesting. Yes, this has been a topic of some politico respectable, not crazy, politicos and political podcasts, and, um, there are people who definitely feel like that is intentional, and I don't disagree with those people because pretty much everywhere a man is fucking up in the administration is a woman who can be fired for it, and so the consensus has been that barring drastic circumstances, like a video popping up of Kash Patel passed out in his office drunk. Um, Politicos believe that a lot of women will be fired before he gets around to the men, and that that's intentional. It's these women are, sacrifices, and they were put in the positions that they were put in to insulate men from the shit that they are doing, and how very tradwife of them. You're gonna have to be a lot more specific than that when you're talking about the Republicans. Who's next? The one old windbag with the scary eyes? I mean, that does not narrow the field, unfortunately. Excuse me. Yep. Oh, that's a really good way of putting it. Claudia says it's a more fucked up version of the glass cliff. Very good way to put it. Yeah. Yeah. No. 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 No, I don't think they went in knowing their fate. I think that these are all trad wife, Stepford wives, and they, have they drunk the Kool-Aid. They believe that they have a role and a part in it, and that's what it means to serve at the pleasure of the president. But it's not he doesn't assign somebody, he doesn't appoint somebody to a position and tell them this is to protect a man. He appoints a woman into a position and tells them that he needs them there because they're so smart. Every last one of them thinks that they are the exception to the rule. Every last one of them thinks they are uniquely positioned to be important to him at all times. And you can see that his tactic from his first administration to this one has changed in how he deals with people he doesn't like or that he's tired of or that has disappointed him. He doesn't, the first administration, he was firing people every other day and announcing it on social media and then dragging them for filth, insulting them, and so on and so forth. Now you get reassigned. You've been very effective in your position and you're still of value. You've just been reassigned to something else, either a fake agency that doesn't exist or, in the private sector at a company that Donald really cares about for whatever fucking reason. He doesn't fire them because they know where the bodies are buried. So he's gotta placate them more this time than last time. Also, last time, agencies were run by competent people who weren't willing to just do whatever the fuck he said, and that's not the case this time. So, he's in a little bit of a pickle with who he can and cannot fire based on what he knows they know. He's done. So he tries to keep them close, but not in their original position. Once again, the chat breaks it down. Give them a Nintendo controller that's not plugged in. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Yeah, it's the epitome of, "I'm not like the other girls." Mhm, mhm. It is. It is. That too. That too. Yeah, so yeah, I really Tulsi Gabbard was very, very, very dangerous, very early on in her tenure. She held a press conference where she announced that Russia's interference in the, what was it, 2016 election? Whatever election that was where Donald was elected. Anyway, Tulsi Gabbard, and I just wanna say off rip that all of this is settled. What happened with that election and Russian interference is settled. It's based on intelligence, verified intelligence. It was studied. It was ripped apart and put back together, ripped apart again and put back together. So the established facts on Russia's interference are just that, established facts. That shortly after Tulsi came into her position, she held a press conference where she announced that Russian interference with that election was a complete hoax orchestrated by the Obama administration. And then she presented evidence. And I immediately told the Discord, they're gonna try and arrest Barack Obama. And I've said this in my political circles too. And I think at the time, people were much more resistant than they are to that idea today. And I think it's still something he might try and do before this term is out. But it was so shocking and so brazen and such a fucking lie. A lot of media was stunned, politicos were stunned, intelligence experts were stunned because this has already been settled, and now you have come with a full revisionist history under this very important title that you have been given, and you have just ripped up the picture that was already painted, dried, and, hung, and put together a different tapestry and said, "Actually, this is what happens." I said, they will try and charge Barack Obama with something. You don't leave Donald Trump's enemies list. You don't leave that list. And as far as I'm concerned, that press conference that she had was evidence of fabricated evidence to push criminal charges against Barack Obama. And she also announced during that press conference, if I recall correctly, that they were referring criminal charges to the DOJ. So I've never forgotten about that. And the people that he fucks with um, are also indicators of how close or how far they are from potentially trying to directly do something to Barack Obama. But I do believe that he will. Oh, you might not last. You might not last because you're new here, and I've been a Politico for over 25 years, and it's not true. And if you believe that, you need to go do your fact checking because it is unequivocally not true. And it's also not okay for the head of that agency to cherry pick some bullshit, repaint facts, repackage that, and tell people this is actually what happened. That is horseshit. 100% fabricated horseshit. And if you believe it, you need to check yourself because you have fallen for racist propaganda, period. And if you push it, you will get banned. Grand opening, grand closing type vibes. Yeah. So that's that on that. It's not debatable. It's not up for debate here. Not up for debate here. You're not going to convince me that facts aren't facts. We don't do that here. That's a basic 101 rule of being a part of the community. And always has been. So, no, you're not going to all of a sudden come at me with, "Oh, it's a complete fact that Barack Obama ordered the orchestration of fake evidence to be built and created in order to give the appearance of Russia interfering in the fucking election." Russia interfered in the fucking election, period. After the candidate asked him to. Well, before, but he doubled down after. And don't come at me with no Hunter Biden bullshit. Don't come at me with this, that, and the other. I'm not doing it. I'm actually too fucking smart for that. And since we've been talking about people and their dumb shit all morning, I'm really not going to double back on that. And it won't work a second time either. Yes, it is. Hi, Princey. Hi. Oh boy, you see what you started. Hello, beautiful. Who are you talking to? Are you talking to me? When'd you get here? Are you talking to me? I don't know if y'all clocked that, but I said hi to Princey. He came over like, "Ooh, lovin's." And as soon as I started to say, "Are you talking to me?" That boy turned and walked away. He was like, "This don't involve me. Come here, babe." You're gonna have makeup on your face. You got lipstick on your face. What are you doing? Figure it out. Okay. I hate it too. That's just like people who comment a bunch of assumptive shit on a short and never go over and watch the video. You look like a dumbass. And that passive aggressive, you really believe laughing emoji. I'm not one of your little friends. Yeah, Princey said, "I'm not involved." I told y'all, as soon as he hears me say the word fuck, he's usually like, "Yeah, I'm gonna mosey on out the way." Yes, I'm sure that's what the people want is your ASMR purrs. He does, he knows me very well. He knows me very well. Oh, such a good boy. Such a good boy. I was telling the chat Princey was not happy with me yesterday. He was not happy with me at all. Okay, so here's what happened. Wednesday, I think? Wednesday night, I had 4 well, I mean, let's talk the technical math, and then let's talk the girl math. Wednesday night, I had 4 old fashions. 4 old fashions across 3 different locations. But really, I had 2 old fashions and then half of 2 old fashions, okay? So that really makes it, like, 3. But anyway, I woke up yesterday morning, as I do early in the morning, and I fed this boy. Yeah. And then I went downstairs to feed Oscar. Now, if you know, I live in Fort Knox. The, alarm auto, uh, auto turns off at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I go outside to feed Oscar. He's a little bit down the way and around the corner, sitting in one of his little favorite spots, sitting in the sun. So I go down there and, we're walking back, and all of a sudden I hear this noise, and I'm like, huh, okay. And then I'm thinking to myself, somebody's house alarm is going off. What is going on? And I'm getting closer, and I'm like, is that my house? What time is it? I'm looking around, bright sun, blue sky. I'm like, is it not after 6 o'clock in the morning? And it's not after 6 o'clock in the morning. Okay. My full alarm system is going off, and the speaker is in the kitchen right by Princey's food. So I fed him, walked away, and 45 seconds later, while he was, you know, just enjoying his food, DEFCON 5 happened. That boy blew up like a fucking puffer fish, ran up the stairs into my closet. I had to find him. He was livid, 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 livid with me. Got him calmed down. I was like, "You wanna go downstairs and finish your brekkies?" He was like, "No. Are you crazy? I told you they were coming for me, and they came for me, and where were you?" So I felt really bad about that. I had to give him, like, 1,000 butt pats and lots of kisses and assurances, and then I had to walk with him as he cried back into the kitchen and then give him some more food, and then he was like, "Okay, all right, I guess." And then I remembered, "Oh, I still haven't fed Oscar." I went downstairs, and Oscar's just sitting at the door, literally head cocked to the side, like because I came in, closed the door, dropped his food, he can see it. There's a glass window. He can see it. So he's just sitting there like, "She went and got me, brought me back. Then she went inside, left my food on the wrong side of the door. Lady, are you okay?" Came back downstairs, he was like, "Okay, alright. Yes, my brekkies. Thank you." Yeah, and then I made a very strong coffee because I had 3 old fashions the night before. Yeah, usually I have blackout curtains, in my room, but for whatever reason, they were open a little bit. Can you okay, thank you. Um So when I opened my eyes, I was like, Jesus Christ, it's bright. And I just knew it was after 6 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I apologized to my neighbor. I was like, I'm so sorry. Even though I know they were awake, because they take their dogs out usually by like 5:30, 5:45 for the first time in the morning. That sent their dogs into a fucking tailspin in their house. I could hear them. I was like, I'm so sorry. But yeah, Princey was not pleased at all. That scared it scared him because he didn't want to go back into the kitchen. Princey's very much a if it happens twice, it's a rule, but sometimes if it happens once, that's all it takes for him. So it's a sweetie boy. Yes, it's a sweetie boy. Yeah, and usually I'm up between 5 and 5:30. That's my usual, just like my body is just like, all right, well, sleep was cute. You're awake now. But I also usually this is where the alcohol comes in. I almost, as evidenced by yesterday, always check the clock before I open the front door, just to double check that it is after 6 o'clock. Um, yeah, I didn't do that yesterday. I did not do that yesterday. That's the most alcohol I've had at one time in like a while. A while. Yeah, and I needed some like decompress time and just I need a fucking old fashioned. And I went to a place that, I haven't been to in a while and is really chill and low key, but has really good drinks. And okay, you gotta go. Yeah. Really good food and appetizers, and they keep some staples on their menu. And like they will always have some version of an old fashioned. They will always have. And so I pull up the menu as I'm sitting there and, figuring out, okay, I'll get this to nibble on. And I scroll down to the drink section and it said, "High old fashioned." The giddiness in my body. I went from like chill to, let's see what's on the menu to a chai, old fashioned made with chai, bourbon. You couldn't tell me shit. I was like, that. I want that. A full pour? Square ice? Whew, I was like, "This is literally what I need this week. This is what the fuck I need right now." Oh my god. And then, what did I have there? There I had, their brie and cracker plate. They made the crackers, warm brie, sliced apple, Honey Crisp, with a slight drizzle of honey, and a couple berries and stuff, and, you couldn't tell me shit. They were playing old school Lionel Richie and old school Michael Jackson. I was like, I might be in heaven right now. I might be in heaven. This is great. And then the next place, I had, fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, another drink. I had 1.5 drinks in the first place. Then I left because I was meeting somebody, drinking dinner. Then we walked over to a place to basically just chit chat, and I was like, "Well, I could get another one here." Um, After we've been sitting here for an hour. So I got another one, drank about half of that. So yeah, that was over about 5 hours. It was about a 5-hour period. So, yeah, it was nice. Long overdue. We can go there together. You think I'm gonna pass up an opportunity to go back? We can go there together. Yeah, I was immediately like, "Ooh," very, very happy and pleased with that. So, yeah, it was a nice night, and I did not have a hangover the next day, which is the best. But I don't drink to excess anyway. I've tried several times, it just won't stick, and that's great. It was so good. I was just like, everything is hitting right now. The weather is nice, can sit outside. There are people out here, they're not obnoxious, you know? Everybody's dog is on a leash. The businesses have their little doggy water bowls and, out for everybody. I was like, it's hitting. It's hitting. Little community market was happening, a farmer's market was happening right around the corner, so people are walking by with their flower wildflowers and, their little grocery bag. I was just like, "This is much needed." Much, 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 much needed. This is how you put balance on your scale of that is full of shit. And, as I've said, I'm involved in a war right now in real life, fighting for somebody that I love, and that was a replenishing evening, quite honestly. It was a replenishing evening. So, good weather, good drink, good little snacky snacks, followed up by a good ass dinner. I was like, "Woo, this is great." So, yeah, that definitely helped me this week, because otherwise this week has been mentally exhausting and very stressful. Makes my tummy hurt. I don't like it. One of my BFFs loves a Moscow Mule. I used to like the whiskey sour. I got over it in my 20s. Um, I didn't really get into bourbon until about 6 or 7 years ago. I had tried it before. I don't really like whiskey very much. Um, I can't remember what happened. Can't remember what happened, but I had an old fashioned somewhere and it was in DC, I'm pretty sure. And it just slapped so well. And I think one of the things that I realized was that Seattle was behind the curve on brown liquor, except for in very specific places that you could trust. I'm gonna get a good drink here where they know what they're doing. Um, that has changed. Places have gotten a lot better about understanding how to put together an old fashioned. Um, so if I can sit somewhere and have a snack or have a meal and an old fashioned, and I'm just there either vibing or I'm there with some people and we vibing together, laughing and eating good food, like I can't think of any better use of one's time with your friends. I really can't. That's one of my favorite activities. I don't get to do it very often, but it is one of my favorite activities with my friends is to go have a good meal with a nice drink and just chat shit and laugh. Yeah. Just so good. I love that. I love that. Also, I have finally yeah, and the second place that we went to was a black-owned place. Uncle Nearest was definitely on the menu. Um, what was I gonna say? I forgot. I saw Uncle Nearest and got distracted. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. I was gonna say that I have officially I mean, there have been a couple things where I have been like, "Hmm, this might be an old people habit that I'm starting to develop," but I officially do have my first old people habit. I get together with one of my BFFs every week at the same time, and we whatever. Every week at the same time. This is it's so old, okay? Every Sunday, early in the morning, we need to go and get coffee or some breakfast or go somewhere, da 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 da. We have a set amount of time. And then we go back to we might walk, get some little exercise. We might go kayaking. We might go to a movie, or we might just sit somewhere and, chat shit and eat coffee and pastries. Um, but I'm like, the fact that we are both in a space, we've been friends for like 26 years. It's like the fact that we are both in a space that we have the autonomy to be able to do this with our schedules. No children will interfere with it. No, nothing will interfere with it. Some things may at some point in time, we may not, obviously there will be weeks when we can't do it for whatever reason. But we were trying to figure out like, uh, we need to see each other more. We kept having conversations about we should this, we should that, da 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 da. And I was like, you know what we should do? We should pick a day. Once a week, once every 2 weeks. I was like, once a month seems a little not enough for as much as we gab at each other, but once a week, once every 2 weeks, I feel like we could do this and that it will be worth our time. So, yeah, that's my official first, me and my friends put our hookums on and we go walk the mall Sunday morning, basically. We don't do that, but it feels like it. It definitely feels like it. I'm like, "Look at us. The old black women up early on a Sunday because we awake any fucking way." And it's funny because it started at one time, and since we started this, it just now it's earlier and earlier in the morning. Because 'Cause I'll get a text message like, "Well, I mean, I'm up and I'm dressed. I don't have" I'm like, "Bitch, come on. I'm ready. I'm up too." So, yeah, every week it just gets older and blacker as we settle into it, but it's quite delightful. I really enjoy it. This is exactly it. Kiki says, "My mom has a friend she's known since I was 1 year old, and another that she's known since 3rd grade, and every Thursday they get together and do whatever middle-aged church ladies do for fun." Yep, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. I mean, typically we stay outside though, because we like a little greenery with our Sunday morning excursions, so we always have a little bit of outside time to touch touch grass, as the kids say. That's not a euphemism for anything. And quite honestly, the last place I wanna be. There are really walkable, places here outside, weather permitting. Um, so, yeah, that's the last place I wanna go, but we pull off the equivalent. Me? Part taking? Me? No. On a Sunday morning? That's the best. If you ain't gotta work on a Sunday morning, greenery and snoozles and snackies? Shit. You can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. I don't know, I've definitely noticed that, like, when I come back from these little, excursions, whatever it is that we do, um, it definitely shifts my day, and I feel like is a really good precursor to the week, you know? So, for a lot of reasons, I'm enjoying it and glad that we started that schedule. Absent not part taking, she whole taking, okay? Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It really is. It really is. I often, walk in the door after it feeling like just feeling like settled and content, and it definitely sets the tone for the rest of the Sunday, which is nice. It's nice to have that. A lot of people spend their Sunday thinking about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And I try not to do that in general, but this also definitely helps just like settle you into a day of legitimate kind of rest. So it's been pretty great. At some point in time, we're going to go zip lining together this summer, and I'm looking forward to that because I've done it several times. She hasn't done it before. And I'm looking forward to just, I'm just looking forward to the moment where she turns around and says, "Bitch, you think I'm going to jump off of that?" And I go, "Yeah, I do. You know why? Because you're not a sucker." And she will, in fact, jump off of that thing. So yeah. Yeah, and she's game for it because I brought it up. I was like, "We should go zip lining," and she was like, "That sounds like so much fun." I was like, "Yeah, we should go. I think you'd have a great time." She was like, "Have you been?" I was like, "A couple times." "Really?" "Yeah, bitch." I mean, I do all the things. I just don't think that bungee jumping is really exciting to me. Like plummeting down doesn't really do anything for me. Plummeting down and then moving forward, I can get with that. I'll do pretty much all the things. You wanna jump out of a plane? I'll do it. Don't fucking tempt me with a good time. I've made that offer to a couple people several times. I'm not going by myself because that seems dumb. I wanna share that experience with somebody. So zip lining, yeah, sure, why not? I just think bungee cord jumping is kind of it's just not my thing. I need some forward motion. And then I gotta just, like, hang there till you lower me down. I didn't yeah. Distinctly possible. Yeah, that doesn't excite me. It's same thing. You don't go down, you bounce up and down. Same thing. That's dumb to me, and it doesn't feel like it would be, like, physically comfortable. Down and up, and ground is closer, ground is further away. I'm like, "Boring, boring. Let's go somewhere." You know? Let's go somewhere. I need the adventure to have a beginning, a middle, and an end point. Yeah, I've done all of the things that you can do off of a, um, platform. I've done all of the things. You want me to go backwards? Fine. You want me to flip back? Fine. You want me to close my eyes? Fine. You wanna push me off? Fine. You want me to take a running leap off of the thing? Fine. You want me to lay back as it's pulling me to the next platform? Fine. I don't care. It's whatever. It's whatever. No, I'm not. No, I'm not really with that either. Uh, uh, eh, maybe, but I don't know. I think one of the other reasons why I like ziplining is because I like the environment and I like to take in that as well. So Yeah. For real. You want me to pirouette off this motherfucker? I will pirouette off this motherfucker. I don't care. Yeah. Yeah, ziplining is fun. I have a regular not a well, I don't go regularly, but I have a place that I go to for it. And I really trust their, their safety standards and their insurance. So, yeah. And anytime I've taken somebody, I've always taken them back to that same place. There are a couple places, but I'm like, if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. And it's, the times that I've gone have been spaced out far enough that every time I go, I know what to expect, but it still feels kind of like a new experience. Not like, oh, this again. No, no. It's fun and interesting and, every single time. So I'm definitely gonna make that happen this summer, and I think we're gonna have a fucking blast. Yeah, I mean, if I'm in a simulator that goes upside down, I don't really like simulators very much, but I can handle that because I'm encased in something. You want me to just jump off a bridge and fall head first? No, thanks. I'm good. I don't feel the need to do that. I really don't. And so, see, I won't do this. I won't zip line at a theme park. That's not enjoyable to me. And I don't that's not an yeah, that's not enjoyable to me. That's not an environment where I would enjoy zip lining. We're zip lining out in the woods. We're up there with the tall, tall old trees. The trees that you can hear creaking when you step on the platform. Yeah, we're out there. You can see the birds and the owls and all of the things, and you can hear nature. That is an enjoyable experience to me. It's bright and it's green and, you know, I like that. That's fun. Yeah, that's death by misadventure type shit right there. We're fortunate to still have you with us to experience your genius contributions today. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Yeah, so I need you to have an impeccable fucking safety record, even better if it's, tied to a municipality in some kind of way. Need you to have really good, insurance, hence being tied to a municipality in some kind of way. Oh, part of your course goes through city property? Which city? Oh, this is great. This is a protection for me built in. So yeah, it's gonna be a good summer. I mean, I've seen people, freak out. I've taken groups, adults and kids, and I've seen people legitimately, like, freak out, "I can't do it," etcetera, and I will launch myself off the platform for those people, quick, fast, in a hurry. I will go first, I will meet you on the other side. Um, yeah, that's the cheerleader in me. I love watching people, like, get over a thing and then enjoy doing the thing. Yeah, so I think everybody who can should do something like that in an environment that you feel is an enjoyable environment and feels safe to you. I think everybody should do something like that. It's good for you. It is. Whimsy is important in your life. safe adventure, not misadventure, is important in your life. So it's a goal for the summer. All right, y'all. I gotta go. I gotta go. I was supposed to leave a little while ago, but that's okay. That's all right. I love hanging out with y'all. I may see you again this weekend. I may not. We'll just see, what happens and what doesn't. But thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for helping to meet the goal. Thanks for being you, for liking and sharing. If you haven't been here in a little while, there's a bunch of content. You can go, peruse and enjoy. So yeah, have a great day. Have a great weekend. Stay hydrated. Get you a little snacky snack and scream shame at these biscuit head motherfuckers out here on these interwebs. Okay? All right now. See you soon. Bye.